It's Friday. What is everybody up to? Oh god, I just realized my shirt doesn't look so good coming from this angle. It's supposed to be straight out of chicken, but on camera I look like I'm on some agenda. Maybe I should change. It's like I'm compensating for something. Yeah, let me go change. This is I swear, see, it's supposed to be straight out of chicken. It's a Ricky's shirt. God damn it. Straight just means good die subbing? Yes. Well, speaking of good die subbing, did you guys see that new Wooby or Whoopie die sub set? I mean, it's not something I would use, but man, that's a lot of detail on a keycap. DMX Tricks, hello. So today, 8X MK2. Gonna use Tangerine switches. I just finished today. I'm gonna go ahead and test the PCB first. I just realized I haven't done that. So it's crazy to manage to fit that all. That's the same thought that goes through my head with some of the videos I've seen. Mukbang videos. That's totally what I meant. Visionaire, 52 months. Thank you so much. Wait, this is Type C, right? This is a modern board. How dare I take out a mini USB? There is a snowstorm, a cold front here in the Denver area. Well, I'm not in the Denver area exactly, so I got a pitiful amount of snow. It's barely anything. And I don't think it even got below freezing here today. But I do like the cold weather, because I don't have to turn on my AC. It's great. Alright, let's test this thing. Zoom out. Still can't see. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. The tweezers. Excuse me. When is Memorial Day? Is it Monday? You guys get the day off? Monday 30th. Oh, it's the 30th. I thought it was this Monday for some reason. Because I started getting emails about, ooh, our Memorial Day sale's coming up. So I thought, oh, is it Monday? I guess not. I guess it's still more than a week away. Chokan, hello. By the way, Chokan, I already finished your switches. I think right now I'm just waiting on Alhex, who says he still wants to send something. So I'm waiting for him to ship me whatever he plans on getting. He says it'll probably be something random because he has no idea what you would want or like. Because Chokan has everything he needs. Everything works. That's great. Yeah, Chokan has a lovely family. He's got a fancy new motorbike, a new biking YouTube channel that you guys should check out. Let me put the link in chat if I can find it. Man, I need to unsubscribe from some of these channels. There we go. I'll put the link in chat. It's called Bike Gist. Or since it's got Chokan in it, it's more like Bike Jizz. Haha. He's working. The plate. Did Red Hawk ever respond? Hold on. Okay. Was there supposed to be a palm plate somewhere? Yes. Yeah, I see it. So I'm assuming this is going to be what we're using. This is PCB case foam, right? Case foam. I'm assuming there's no plate foam. So we're gonna use, not gonna use the brass plate. Oh, look at that. My god, these materials always, it's quite warped, but it's soft enough to where it should be easy to manipulate. I still get PTSD every time I touch any thin, flimsy plastic bits. Because the urge to do a bend test is very, very strong. Okay, so for the layout, we're gonna do the good TKL layout. Perfect. How many bits? So the text to speech are all now $2 or 200 bits. So pretty cheap, I'd say. Just $2 to piss everyone off. First things first, the stabilizers. Also something I should have worked on before I went live. I have not decided if I'm gonna try to nap tonight. So I did that last week. I slept for 1.5 hours. Got up in time to watch the Dota major that's happening right now. But for tonight, I don't know if I want to try to go to bed or just stay up. It starts at 4 a.m. again. This one seems like a good one. This one seems a bit warped. Excuse me. Also, look at what I got. So, depending on whether or not a couple of keyboards arrive next week, so if they don't arrive, I might build my 7V next Friday. I got the U4T switches. These 90 switches. It's less than that. Ooh. Do a plateless build, I think. Aquila, hello? So is that supposed to be like Ring of Aquila, or is it something else entirely? I said the last two out of 3 games to catch up on after the stream ends. So as in the Gaming Gladiators versus winner of first series of yesterday. Did you watch the OG game? God damn. What a fucking game 3. So I think the first 2 games aren't very good, as in the first 2 games of the OG versus Fnatic match. The first 2 games were just stomps. OG stomped the first one, Fnatic stomped the second one. The third one, holy shit. That's probably the biggest comeback on a big stage that we've had in the past, like, I don't know, 2 years. Are you a Fnatic fan or an OG hater? Dude, DJ played out of his fucking mind. And he lost. Invested in Liquid. Oh, very nice. Such a bummer they had to exit pretty early. Because I'm also a Matuma Man fan. I know a lot of people love Zai. I didn't really watch his streams and stuff, so I mean, I like him as a person or as a player or whatever, but you know, I'm not a huge fan. Matuma Man is great though. What should I eat tomorrow? Because I don't think I want to cook tomorrow. So I've been eating at home all week. Well, except for Monday. Except for Tuesday. It's a bummer that the burger place near me is just okay. I really enjoy burgers, but their burgers are just alright. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just kind of run of the mill, you know. Nothing really special. It's just okay. I think the more I think about it, I think one thing that's often overlooked in a burger that I find very important is the quality of the bun. That I've had so many burgers where the patty itself is pretty decent or even good, but it gets let down by the bun. The buns are usually, barely toasted or buttered, and it's just kind of lukewarm and too dense. Sometimes you bite into it, and it's just like biting into a loaf of bread. You're like, oh. Oh, the thing that annoys me is when people have cookouts and they spend their whole day, prepping all the patties and they're really proud of their home grilled and homemade burger patties, and then they just get like sandwich buns or burger buns from Walmart and they just grab them straight out of the bag without buttering it or putting mayo on it and toasting it. They're just like, yep, here you go, just put it on there. Like, what the fuck? Same thing in barbecues. They'll spend the whole day making brisket, and then when it comes to the bun, you just grab it straight out of the bag. They don't steam it, they don't toast it. The Luther Burger. No, what exactly is that? Peggy was one of Insania way back when. Good dude, had to represent. Wait, really? That's insane. Insane, yeah. Haha. Money! Red Hog with $2.
Doing this TTS thing right?
Yes, you're doing the titties thing correct. Don't forget, only $2 for titties. That's text to speech.
Oh, yeah. Aluminium, tomatoes, and herbs.
Man, that's actually one that I've started saying aluminum to people, but if I have to spell it out, I'll insist on spelling aluminium. I hate that America has already ruined my spelling. I've taken the U's out of my neighborhoods and colors. But when it comes to aluminium, I'm sticking to that one. Because that's just the more scientifically correct one. And so these scratchy ones are going straight to trash. Where's my trash? I'm diabetic, so just give me 2 patties, problem solved. Well, the thing is, Like if I get a burger, the burger is the whole thing, right? I'm not just gonna eat the patty. If I just want the patty, I'll just get a patty. It's the whole package. But sadly, a lot of places they just fuck up the buns. I will say though, this might be a controversial opinion, but I think brioche buns are overrated for burgers. I think brioche buns are too heavy. I guess it also depends on the brioche bun. I think most places just make it, just have too thick of a bun. But if you're gonna go with that thickness, you can't use brioche because it ends up being just too much bread. Has anyone here had a peanut butter burger? I've only seen one place that has it. Apparently, it's a thing in, I don't remember where, but I saw it on First We Feast. George Motes is his name. He had a video about it. But there is this one place that does it, but this place that I've seen do the peanut butter burger does a PB and J burger. I only want the PB. I don't want the J in it. The hell? Yeah, so basically one of the condiments is peanut butter, or is it condiments? It might not even be condiments. I think the patty gets cooked with peanut butter, I believe. Something like that. Or it gets mixed into the spread or something. It sounds strange, but it sounds like it could be very good. Because I really enjoy a good nut based sauce. Kind of like dandan noodles. Some places use peanut butter instead of sesame paste. And still good. I like beef cooked with peanuts. I'd be willing to try it. Yes, I mean you could if you are able to make burgers at home, you could even try it at home. I don't have a grill, so I can't make burgers at home. And I don't have a stovetop powerful enough to do it. But oh wait, jar, hello. So many scratchy inserts. Just go straight trash. Excuse me. Damn, dude, all this scratching is insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 10. Full size. Right shift. I'm gonna open another window. Get a little draft going. Yeah, maybe I should just bring peanut butter to the burger place and just do it myself. I think the worst thing about burgers right now is how expensive they are. How's that the meat prices? You can't get a decent burger for like under you can't get a decent burger meal for under $10 anywhere. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Red Hawk, are you going to Anselm this week? Any good food this weekend? Tried a burger with guava the other day. Guava? I can do burgers with avocados. Guava sounds fucking weird. Was it just straight up guava in a burger, or was it mixed into a sauce? Rated top 50 in USA. Okay, then I'll be willing to give it a shot. How do you guys feel about pineapple in burgers? God, I'm so glad it's not more common. I'm so glad it's not as common as pineapples on pizza. Well, Sido, you know what ingredient I don't like in my burgers? That apparently a lot of people love? Bacon. Fucking take that shit out of my burger. Doesn't make the burger better, it makes the bacon worse. It makes both of them worse. I just hate that most burger places, you can either get a plain burger or, oh, you want it fancy? Bacon! And that's it. It's like they don't even try because they think, oh yeah, we put bacon in it. It is now a burger supreme. One of the top 52 burgers. Hey, see, you lied. It's not top 50, it's top 52. Guava jelly. Okay, see, so it's guava jelly. It's not just guava. Okay, guava jelly makes sense. I thought, like, they just cut like a slice of guava and stick it in. Like, oh, God. Guava jelly. Alright, that makes more sense. It's also got bacon in it. See, that looks good. It's a guava jelly. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the picture. This is the picture. I'll put the link in chat and you guys can check it out. It's a picture for ants. Oh wait, what is that thing? Is that the what is that thing under the potato jelly? So I see the fries, which they call potato sticks. What the fuck is that thing under the? See, what are these bits? I mean, I would try it. I don't know if I would like it very much. By the way, guys, Borderlands 3 is available for free on Epic Game Store this week. So I've played Borderlands 3 for a few hundred hours. I know it's at least 300 or 400 hours. I don't know how many exactly. Does actually, I was gonna say, does Epic Game Store have like a hours played metric? But I just realized I don't even have it installed anymore. Because fuck Epic. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I've played over 400 hours because on Steam I have 370 hours. And I have it both on Epic and on Steam because, you know, Epic with their 6-month and exclusive bullshit. Never again. Yeah, even though I haven't played Borderlands 3 in a long time, and I don't think it's as good as Borderlands 2. So, but totally worth a playthrough if it's free.
Looking for cool vibes. You know what I mean.
Oh, you know, I'm just chillaxing. Yeah. I saw an Ask Reddit thread about what's the pettiest reason you wouldn't date someone, and one of them was talking about people who use vibe as a verb or a noun or whatever. And I was like, that's not a petty reason. That is a totally legitimate reason. People are like, oh, I'm just trying to catch a vibe, or yeah, we're just vibing. Oh my fucking god, I hate it. Borderlands 3 deal because apparently people are learning Chinese language use the game to study. Full game has Chinese voice lines and subtitles or something. Also, as in, if you play it in Chinese and it's just very well done in Chinese. I had no idea. Wait, are you actually learning Chinese? You learning it just to consume more manhua? That's basically the Chinese version of manga. I want to read untranslated novels. Damn. I will say though, even though my Chinese is awful right now, I still think out of all the major languages, when it comes to any form of literature, I think Chinese is just so much better than any other modern language. Especially poetry. Poetry and songs. I think those two, it's really hard to beat Chinese. Because what Chinese is good at is the meaning per syllable can be very, very high. So the way the language works, you can cut down on a lot of filler stuff and things can still make sense. So the thing about English, the problem is when you're writing poems and songs, you still mostly have to abide by grammatical rules. So you have a lot of random shit like the, that. You know, just all this stupid shit that you need for the sentence to not sound weird. Whereas in Chinese, you don't need all those things. Maybe when you're talking, you might put some of those articles and other filler words in, but without it, it's totally fine. The sentence still works. Whereas in English, you can't say the same. Yeah, I had a my freshman year English professor was always on about how, you know, if you're gonna write, because he's a big poet and poem enjoyer, and he would always harp on about how you need to not use adverbs, not use, you know, garbage modifiers like very, really, kind of, slightly, you know, all these things that you don't really need. He's always on about, no, you need to put more concrete imagery in your descriptions. That guy, if he learned Chinese and read Chinese poems and songs, dude, that guy would have an erection for so long he would fucking die, because that guy is like at least 75. English usually requires pronouns, Japanese often doesn't. Exactly, so Chinese would be like that. I think Chinese is, because, you know, it's kanji, basically. So even more so than Japanese. And especially because the old Chinese texts are all super, super succinct, super brief. So there's even a tradition when it comes to packing your syllables with meaning. It's also why. What's the word? Haikus can be super good in Japanese, but English, not very, because in English, you waste so many syllables, because, you know, the typical haiku would be 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables. So the problem is when you do it in English, you know, you have to fill it in with things like the, that, has, been, does, do, does not, or the ing, or past tense, you know, the ed, and that might be an additional syllable. Garbage modifiers the fundamental joy of the English language. It's probably why a lot of people think they're good writers. They just stuff their writing with chock-fulls of random ass modifiers. I haven't really found any English language poems that resonated. June Jordan is an American poet that I enjoyed in the past. I like Spanish poems more. Dude, I'm telling you, man, if you can learn just a bit of Chinese and you look up some Chinese songs and poems, fucking fantastic. And I said that as someone who never enjoyed my Chinese lessons. I never did. You know, I grew up kind of as a self-hating Chinese, basically. But, you know, gotta admit, the language is good for some things. The funny thing is, though, because of the way the language works, it's also why Chinese people, especially, even if they grow up in, especially Asian Americans, have you noticed Asian Americans have a very distinct accent? And when I say, okay, not Asian Americans, second gen Asian Americans. And I don't know why this is a thing, but especially second gen Asian American women. I don't know, there's just a way they speak that's, you hear it and you can immediately tell they're Asian. Even if the English is perfect. You know, all the pronunciation, everything is spot on, nothing wrong with it. But you can hear the accent. And it's not because they just got off a boat or something, and I'm a fresh off the boat Asian. So I would definitely have a strange accent, but even Asian kids who went to public schools and then had English-speaking friends their whole lives, they still have that accent that they can't shake off. And it took me a long time to figure out. I even had to Google it and just read up on a bunch, and then I realized, oh, it's because they probably grew up around relatives that spoke Chinese, and the Chinese language is very staccato because all the syllables take up the same amount of time. So in English you would have indistinguishable, where you would have some syllables that are shorter, some that are longer. In Chinese, all these syllables have the exact same time dedicated to it. Or dedicated to them. Yeah. And so, when they speak English, they run into the same problem where even if they pronounce everything perfectly, the syllables are not given the correct amount of time. So it ends up sounding peculiar. Yeah, because back in Dallas, I would just be sitting at a restaurant or something, And I hear people talking, and the English is perfect, but I'm like, that sounds like Asian Americans. And it's 3 women with all the same accent. And it's just that standard Asian American accent. Is it cadence or cadence? Cadence, right? This thing, I didn't notice this before, but now I can't hear it. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I probably run into the same problem too. Although I definitely recognize some of the Asian American idiosyncrasies in my speech, because I'll see other. I mean, I'm not Asian American, Asian, I guess. Asian streamers who speak English well, but I can hear some of the pronunciations. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe pronunciation is not the word I'm looking for. Enunciation as well. Just a. What's that word? Hold on. Diction. That's it. Diction. I recognize their distinct diction. Because I have words where I'm like, no, I need to stop pronouncing it that way. But I still do it. And it has to do with the way I make sounds in my mouth. So it's very hard to change. So example, I know that my R sounds are wrong. Because I can't roll my R's. So the way I pronounce the R sound is completely different from how a typical American or Spanish speaking person would make the R sound. Yeah, so I would have a hard time trying to learn Spanish. I can't roll any of my R's. Your arse looks good to me. Why, thank you. I worked quite hard on it. You can become a tier 3 sub and enjoy more of that content, that special content. Just today I realized, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot how to make donations on Twitch. So on my channel, how do you figure out where to donate? I mean, I think I have a panel or something on my page, right? Or am I wrong? Yes. So I know on desktop I have something, but so if it's on mobile, Rugar, hello. So on mobile, how does that work? god, I hate the universal. Okay, there we go. Right? Is that where it's supposed to go? I'm glad at least this one does the what north facing space, but why? At least these are all the correct orientation. Yeah, thanks to Chokan for the 200 bits. And I believe Tanver with the two $2 donations. Got stabilizers, they all work. That's good. Now the palm plate is quite fragile, flimsy. I'm gonna have to be careful. Oh man, what happened here? Oh, I'm supposed to peel off the protective film. Okay. Wow, I'm glad I noticed that. So, there's a layer on the top. Is there another layer on the bottom? Wait, I'm supposed to peel this off, right? I believe so. Is there a similar thing on the bottom? I can't tell. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it was only on the top. I don't see protective film at the bottom. Right. Thank God for PCB mount switches. (7U) Sangan bottom row. Although I don't think it's wing keyless. So let's get it right this time. Because last week I almost threw the keyboard at the monitor because I put the left hand modifiers in the wrong spaces. So I did a Sangan bottom row for the left hand instead of the standard. And then when I had to, and then I unscrewed the case, took everything out, desoldered the switches, put the switches back in the right places, and then I forgot to solder them before putting everything together. So I had to take everything apart again just to deal with it. And I was very tired. Cranky would have been a good word. How I was feeling. Man, see, so with ticking, I don't know, can you guys hear this? So, normal switch, or if I don't trigger the ticking, compared to You guys hear that? There's like a metallic sound. Is it supposed to make that noise? No. So, almost all linear switches, MX style linear switches have that problem. Some are more pronounced than others. See, this one is especially bad. As far as I know, it is the leaf. And so on the ones that are so bad that you can actually hear them, you definitely feel the ticking as well. Except this switch cycle, that one's especially bad. On bottom row, so sleeps in. Hello. Got the Zeal clickies. Very nice. Anyone else have them? How do they compare to box clickies? That's an important question before I build my 7V with box clickies. Navies and pale blues like them a lot more than both. Really? Wow, that is. Well, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of navies and pale blues. If the spring is too heavy, but that does sound very tempting. They're not cheap though, right? How much are they for a Switch? $130 for one Switch. Dude, that's 4 times the price of box cookies. Larger tactile event and deeper sound. I got the 75 gram ones, and I feel like they are more linear in their travel. Maybe just feel like they fight back the more you press. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the navies. I will say though, have you tried lubing your box clickies? So really, the only thing you're looking to lube is the click bar actuator thingy, the thing that goes past the click bar, and then you oil your springs. You oil your springs, and then you just loop that one part that hits the bar really. That hits the bar. So that really helps with the sound. That makes box clicky sound way better. Sometimes I really hate when the spring has too much oil on them. When the spring has too much oil gathered on the ends, and so when you put them into the pole, you get oil inside the pole, which is what you don't want. Because then you hear a popping sound, which is very annoying. There we go. Fixed. Basically going through each switch, testing them individually, and then putting the good ones in the commonly used spots, and then the not so good ones I'll fill up the rest of the spaces with. tedious process, but necessary when your switches aren't perfect. Especially linears, because they're just such a transparent genre of switch. So I lubed 100 of these. I'm really hoping I have enough decent ones.
Money! Just keep it hot and sexy, my brother.
Why, thank you for the donation and the words of encouragement. Hit the redo switch to get rid of the popping sound. My fucking god. Also, I really hate switch gaskets. I mean, functionally, maybe they're better than the traditional switch film, but my god, they are a pain. They're just too squishy. So when you put the tops on them, they don't want to stay in place. This is all just stuff from the NFT Bro Twitter post. Oh, is that the the one who got a, is it a graphic designer? Tried to commission him for something, and then the graphic designer's like, dude, what the hell do you want? Oh my god, the thread is amazing. What does that mean? The vibe of what? It's like the shape of water. The vibe of what? Does anyone here know anyone who's really into NFTs? How's that going right now? Because NFTs are taking a big doo-doo at the moment. Or I should say a big doo-doo has been taken on NFTs. Dude, I can't imagine if my parents had gone into it. I don't think Streamlabs shows my emojis. I wonder if, what if you just spelled them out? So the text to speech will just read them instead. And of course, then you'd have to use the colons. Oh god, my back. Oh. I really need to get a sit stand or a standing desk set up just to do switch looping, because I've been doing all my switch looping at my computer desk, and man, it is bad for my back because I'm kind of hunched over at the desk. Especially because my desk is really low, which is great for, you know, actually using my computer. But if I'm trying to do anything manual that involves manual labor, then it's a pain. But yeah, thanks for the donations. Thanks for showing me the vibe. Man, do you think people like that have ever worked a day in their lives? Surely not, right? Surely they're just living off their parents' money or something. I'm not talking about anyone who's involved in NFTs. I'm talking about this specific guy. Because it's like, who the fuck talks like that? What's worse, astrology or NFTs? And I guess NFTs are more scammy, so I guess. Had to be 13 years old. I don't know. I think... I mean, yeah, definitely someone young. I don't know about 13, though. Astrology is mostly harmless, at least. Yeah, I agree. At least they don't take up your life savings. So, not very comparable. Man, that's one thing. Not one. I have one of my best friends growing up. I don't know if he's into NFTs as much, but he's a crypto bro for sure. I don't know if that guy has actually worked before. He's an only child, you know. And I mean, to his credit, he was always very generous, you know. He's a funny guy. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but on my birthday, he did message me because our birthdays are a few days apart. And he was telling me about how he started a new company and now he's starting another one. And, you know, every time on Instagram, I'll see an Instagram story about, you know, well, currently he's not posting anything. But before this, you know, it was always about crypto gains or, you know, doing a picture of the weights at the gym or a picture of his reflection in the mirror at the gym, and, you know, it's day in, day out, hashtag day in, day out. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't see any real progress. But you know, at least he's posting. At least, you know, he's physically there at the gym. Yeah, I did try to ask him what his new company was, but I don't think he ever responded. But I'm assuming it must be crypto related. Got a friend who has been going daily to the gym, but has backwards back. So has he just been eating a ton or something? Because that can happen. If you feel like, oh, I worked out today, I can reward myself with a milkshake. You know, that's like 700 calories in one sitting. Kawaii Jihoon, welcome to the stream. My soda sucker started to not suck as well. I don't know how to fix it. Well, that sucks. Or that does not suck. So, you're talking like the traditional, the solder sucker thingy, right? Oh. You're gonna have to try to clean it out. The nozzle part, but yes, that does happen though. There's absolutely no gains either. Dude, that shit cracks me up. So, I am very close to unsubscribing from the intermittent fasting, the lose it, all the weight loss subreddits. Dude, there's so many delusional people on there. They would post pictures from like 4 weeks apart and they'll say my starting weight is let's say my starting weight is 180 pounds, and my current weight 180 pounds, and they'll say, the scale hasn't changed, but I can see progress. And other people would chime in and say the same thing. And people would be like, oh, you can already see the body recomp happening. You can see, you're gaining muscle. And it's like, dude, there's no difference. They look exactly the same. And it's been 4 weeks. Dude, you can't replace 5 pounds of fat with 5 pounds of muscle in 4 weeks. You can't do it. You can be crazy and work out and maybe replace and maybe gain 1 pound of muscle a month. That's like the typical, if you go hard at working out, 1 pound. And we're talking like, you actually have a regimen and you're actually working out, you're eating right. 1 pound a month of muscle. But yeah, it's just delusional people just gassing each other up. It's fucking crazy to me. Or maybe if they've stayed the same way, but it's been a year. Maybe in a year, maybe you can actually have progress. But these people 4 weeks of problem. Dude, you've done nothing. Stop encouraging this person. They've done nothing. Kajata, hello. But yes, all these suggestions in chat are great. You should definitely do that. I gave up on my solder socket pretty early though, because I got into keyboard building, so I needed to get a desoldering gun. But yes, it is frustrating. Or people who post pictures and they don't understand the concept of bloat. It's like, dude, you're just more bloated in one picture than the other. You haven't actually lost weight or anything. People will talk all sorts of shit about the scale doesn't tell the whole story. And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, the scale does tell a lot of the story. Maybe not from day to day. Because, you have to account for bloat, and then for women, there's hormones and things like that. And so, yeah, and, you're say, maybe you haven't taken a dump yet. So, day to day, yes, scale isn't very accurate. But if it's been weeks, scale hasn't moved, dude, you need to do something. You need to change something. Shit's not working out. Your body isn't recomping or some bullshit. But yeah, those subreddits are just echo chambers for delusion. It's honestly quite sad to see. Some people want to like the way they look, not so much how healthy body count. It's all about the nudes. No, so the problem is, people want to think that whatever they're doing is working, even when all the evidence shows otherwise. They want to be told that whatever they're doing is correct, And that if they're not actually losing weight, it's some external reason that they can't control. You know, they'll be like, look, you know, I've been eating healthy and all this, but I can't lose weight. You know, it must be my metabolism or genetics or something. And it's like, no, dude. Like, yeah, you're eating you're eating one more apple a day, but you know, you're eating maybe like one piece of broccoli a week more compared to before, but it's just the calories. You're still eating too much. The thing is, these are not people who want to like the way they look, or yeah, these are not people who like the way they look. You know, they're trying to lose weight, but it's like, dude, no. I get you're trying, and it's good that you're trying, but if things haven't been working, and you gotta change something. Your intention only goes so far. Back to destarting my keyboard. Oh, so did it work? Or are you gonna try it out right now? I can almost start soldering here. Almost. Oops, we need one more switch. Nice thing is, because it's PCB mounted switches, I don't have to do switch alignment, and they grip the PCB very well. So this makes soldering very easy. Is it time for another Coke Zero? I believe it is. I should try Sprite Zero one of these days, since Tanvir recommends it. I was guaranteed this channel is guaranteed 6-hour streams. No, see, I didn't say, at the start, I did not say, alright, I really hope this is going to be a short stream, or I really hope this won't take too long. We're going to try to keep it under 5 hours. I didn't say those. So, oh shit, but see, now you're getting me to say it. I'm not going to say it. I was very close to jinxing it. But I did not say those things. So maybe. Sprite Zero actually really good. Yeah, okay. I'll have to see where I can find a deal on them. Because, dude, it's criminal how expensive the coffee Coke Zeros are. Most places have them for like $2.50. The fuck is that, dude? I'm not paying $2.50 for a can of soda. From a grocery store. Can't find places to buy in like 12 or 12 out of 35 packs. Not 1 or 2 or 12, it's 12 out of 35. Very specific, oddly specific ratio. But yeah, dude, I definitely have a problem. Dude, I think maybe like 3 weeks ago I had one, so that's 2 dozen, and I bought another 3 from Walgreens. I had 7 dozen cans of Coke Zero sitting in my apartment. Alex with the resub. Cox. Thank you. I concur. Cox indeed. $2.50 for a can of soda, nitro, Pepsi is so bad. I've actually never tried it. I've never been a huge fan of Pepsi to begin with. I mean, it's not that different from Coke, but just don't really care. So, never tried it. Nitro coffee is pretty good though, right? Smooth! Actually smooth! Smooth and thocky coffee. Hopefully we don't find out aspartame is actually going to give us cancer in a few years, Kick. Dude, there's been some wasn't there a another research recently where I think it was French, where they found that people who consumed artificial sweeteners were 15% more likely to have cancer. So this was quite recent. And it accounted for a bunch of different things too. Yeah, 15%. PC Low Letter, hello. So yeah. So I'm really hoping we're fine, because I've been consuming a lot of artificial sweeteners recently. Cancer gang. Yeah. I'm quite lucky that my family, as far as I know, we're not too cancer prone. We've got everything else. You know, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. All these other things we've got, but no cancer, not really any cancer in our family history. Because we die of all these other things first. Oh shit. Never really thought about it that way. All my cigarettes have aspartame in them. Oh no. Same actually for my family. Imagine it comes out that exposure to Krytox loop causes cancer. I don't deal with it that much. Maybe. For your family, as in you've got all the other shit that happens, yeah. Dude, my dad and my grandpa, both of them, skinny as fuck. Both of them have diabetes. Or my grandpa had diabetes. Because he died. From complications and stuff. But yeah, so that's a concern. Because my dad has a pretty healthy diet. And he's got diabetes. Probably does increase cancer risk, but so does almost everything. Well, you're in California though, that doesn't count. In California, they probably even have cancer risk labels on bidets and doorknobs. Now, these on a little bit of solder is still left. That means the sucking is not too good. That's a very annoying problem to have. Because even on desoldering guns, it can happen. Excuse me. So, either clean them more, or you're not making good enough contact. Now, what I would suggest doing is if you have to remove the switches that have, I wouldn't bother trying to go over and trying to de-solder if there's just a little bit of solder left in the switch. What I would do is, when I'm pulling the switch out, so let's say even on both pins, what I would do is just as you're pulling, use a soldering iron to keep both the pads heated and then gently tug. So you're basically melting the solder as you're gently pulling. And so that is how I deal with when there's a little bit of solder left. I think to me, it's a safer way than trying to constantly go over with a solder sucker or a solder wick. It's less risk of lifting the pads. I like how Chokan just lolled at his own comment. Smoke them in the sun so the UV rays cancel the aspartame out. He said the Hako desoldering iron. Yes. Desoldering gun, yes. Stop us at cancer risk signs for a year. Solder wick related to John. I like Keanu Reeves, but I actually don't care for John Wick. Will I get crucified for saying that? I really don't care. John Wick 1, 2, 3, I just don't give a shit. I haven't seen any of the Matrix movies, or any of the John Wick or Constantine. Damn, dude. Do you just hate Keanu Reeves or something? I had to watch The Matrix. Guess where? In church. I shit you not. My youth program had a series on how The Matrix is actually Jesus. or something like that. And so I had to watch our church people. Dude, so much shit was cringe, dude. You hate movies. Oh man, I mean, I hate most movies. Speaking of movies, VPR told me that Everything Everywhere All at Once now has copies online to borrow. So, does anyone want to do a watch party? Oh, I was supposed to download it last night or the night before. I forgot. I have to get on that. I meant I was supposed to get in line to borrow a copy. That's what I meant. It is a very well-rated movie. I wouldn't call it indie, but it's not one of those major Hollywood blockbusters. But it's a little bit of everything, everywhere, all at once. I also need to find what is it? The one in Nicolas Cage in it. The something weight of massive talent. I keep thinking the unsustainable weight, but no, that's more of an environmentalism thing. Crushing? No. The ball crushing weight of massive talent. Unbearable. Extra solder won't disappear, just so annoying. Yeah. So either not making good contact or just the sucking is not good. So again, it is super annoying, but I tried to tell you just now, instead of going over and then trying to desolder again on the same switch, just heat up the pads as you're gently pulling the switch out. But yes, desoldering is very annoying. Super annoying. It's why I get paid to do it. By the way, if anyone needs switches lubed and keyboards built, please send them my way. Please. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a new Mac Market post soon, because it's been so long, and then because of the hiatus I took, and because most of my close friends have already quit the hobby, so I need to find new customers. Right, so everything everywhere all at once. What's a good day for you guys? I'm gonna assume weekends. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. Alright, 6.4 gigs. It's only 1080p though. Only good after 8:30 p.m. for me. Girlfriend in the hospital again. Oh no. Wait, so I'm assuming the tests haven't happened yet, right? But now the symptoms are so bad that she's back in the hospital again.
Money! Netflix and chill, more like chillax and vibe.
Thank you. Thank you, Red Hawk. Doctor's so slow to look at tests. What about insurance? Will insurance cover most of the hospital bill? Or like, because I know when you guys were in Vegas, you know, that was a shit show. But what about right now? And Kawaii Jihun, the trick is when you're pulling your switch out, so you've got bits of solder left in there, you want to be, so you have a switch here, you want to be heating them up. So if it's only on one pad, then you know that's pretty easy, just heat that one up as you're pulling. But if it's both, then you have to just kind of alternate between the two to make sure that they're hot enough, and then gently pull. You don't want to pull the switch out until you feel like it's loose enough, the solder has been fully melted, and then you can pull. Be very careful though. But that's a because what can happen is you might pull the inside lining out. So you definitely want to make sure that you kind of have to get a feel for it. But I found that to be a more reliable way than to try and put solder back on and then desolder again, especially if your solder sucker already kind of sucks or doesn't suck enough. Charge her $300. This time it's a network for a hospital room already, but there's no rooms available, so she's been in the ER for over a day waiting for one to free up. So what is it usually like that there's no rooms, or is it because of COVID and stuff? Because I know Davna has told me that Denver were back up to yellow for COVID status or whatever. So as in, there's been more cases again. Short on staff. Wow. So staff more than the rooms. That makes sense though. Because, you know, who cares about paying nurses a fair wage and good hours? Or reasonable hours, I should say. All the profits should just go to big pharma and insurance companies. Because we all know we can't care for the sick without making mad profits. Right? Who would want to do that? Who would want to care for people and make sure they're not in pain and make sure they don't die unless we get like a Bentley out of it? This is not coming from the people above you. I keep thinking my upstairs neighbors are starving because of it. I wouldn't be surprised. Is it going on right now? Or is it the cars from the side? But I'm pretty sure it's the upstairs neighbor. Yeah, if I had the time to get the switches done, I would have been able to do the KVD pad too. Cause Red Hawk, I haven't actually looked at the KVD pad. Is it a matching color? think I've got everything soldered. I'm gonna test it. Unfortunately not. That's what I figured. The Hammer Brother, the chat bot is completely dead. It's dead. Dead. I didn't even bother turning it on. I didn't even bother trying to turn it on today. That shit just doesn't work anymore. I need to redo everything. It is a palm plate. Nice, smooth finish to it. Soldering trick doesn't work. I'm gonna tell you that the soldering trick does work. You're just not doing it right. Like, I know that's not helpful at all, but you know, I have to desolder a lot, and it does work. It's just technique. It's not easy. So what you could do then, if you can't get the technique down, is to just put solder back on. Just try it on one switch first. Put solder back onto the half desoldered pins. Put solder back on. Wait for it to cool, and then hit it again at the solder sucker. If that still doesn't work, you might have to just get, because I'm assuming you're not desoldering a lot. I'm assuming you're just trying to get this one done. If the solder sucker doesn't work, buy new tips or buy a new solder sucker, or get a solder wick. Now the thing about solder wick is there's technique involved in that one too, and solder wicks can be quite, I wouldn't say dangerous, but it's probably the easiest way to rip pads off of your PCB. There's a lot of shit solder wick out there. Yes, I mean, I use the Camtronics as well, it's pretty good, but the problem is, you know, if you're not used to it, the wick might get stuck on the pad, and you might freak out and then just pull, and then, you know, that'll just yank the pad out. But yeah, cause if you're already struggling with the you know, heating up the pads, both, you know, that's the one that's tricky, is if you can heat both up with one soldering iron, because you just have to keep alternating between the two, and then as you gently pull. If you can't do that, then I'm afraid a solder wick might be just as difficult. Looking for a matching KBD pad, but KBD fans wasn't selling in that color anymore, and RMM was too expensive. Alright, then I'm relieved that I'm not building that tonight, because, you know, otherwise I would have been sick. But oh well. What color is the KBD pad? Because if it's black, then that will work out well with your 7V. You should remember that the build commander turns a C title. Right! I should have just told him that. Just see the title. Oh, I didn't say palm plate and stuff. I don't even... Yeah. I'm not too good at... I'm not a good keyboard streamer. Pad is black? Damn, dude. You gotta dispose of them before the blood turns stale. Let's see. Ooh. I will say the way it was shipped was quite monk ass for this one, because I didn't realize that it was just there was one part that was kind of exposed, and I'm glad I at least, because for some reason I thought the foam was fully enclosed, but thankfully I didn't chuck it on the ground or something. Where are the rubber feet for it, though, is the question. So I see the plate. home. Oh, it's over here. Honey, maybe made a palm plate for the KB pad though. Is it this thing in the box? Yes. Okay, so I have to remember to do that for the KB pad. Another build command. The chat bot doesn't work, sadly. Even then, you should see most of the important details in the title. Well, we are using a palm plate. I guess that's the thing that's not mentioned. I will say though, the KPD fans feet are some of my favorite. As a foot enthusiast, keyboard foot enthusiast, I really like the very basic and reliable feet that KPD fans uses. They're not the best, but they work. Some of the worst that I come across, the one on the Matrix. Shit, what was that board called? The one that had the amazing anodizing. The best anodizing. The Matrix. I don't remember the name of it anymore. It was a TKL. Able Plus version dark, I believe. The rubber feet on that one, awful. Second worst would be the Rama boards with the too long feet. Okay. That's the neighbor. Red Hawk bot is fully operational. Yeah, so palm plate, cherry, pre-retooled cherry stabilizers. Tangerine switches are lubed with 205G00. Stock springs, but oiled with limited slip differential oil. Yeah, this blue is super nice. Very nice in person for sure. It's a shame there's no equivalent KB pad here. But welcome to the stream, Achua. PC Low Letter loves Matrix PCBs. PC Low Letter, have you worked with have you had to fix Kin PCBs? Not Kin, Liku PCBs. What about their so what PCB does Kin use these days? So didn't they move away from Liku? And now didn't they try to use their own thing? They tried to make their own PCBs, which also didn't look good. I can't remember what they were called though. It has an S in the name, I think. Favorite board you built was that clear 5-degree case. Man, that was that's a throwback right there. I am kind of bummed I missed out on the clear Was it a TX board? That one did look kind of good. Maybe you would have achieved a similar... No, it wouldn't have achieved the same effect. I think about the 5 degree was all the angles and facets that made it look that unique. Sadly, I don't think the other clear polycarbonate boards had the same kind of crazy look going on, so it wasn't as cool. Remember the Able? Because I remember you orgasming about the Anno specifically. Yes. I mean, it still was the best one. Like, I don't think anything has been as good. There have been some that have been 9s, but that was the only 10, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there have been another 10, I just don't remember. TX uses Kin PCBs, so I don't buy. As in, do they still use a Liku? I think Kin is TX. And then they switched over to their own thing. I don't remember what it's called. Suo, that's it. Suo. Yeah, that's why I said it had an S in it. And I was going to say STL, but I'm like, no, that's not STL. Able to have a buggy RGB strip? No included wires connected. Oh, yes. You are correct. A lot of issues. What extra Suo PCB? It was so much money I didn't realize it was just a H87C, but shit. Dude, this guy bought an extra Suo PCB. Oh, that's a ripperino. God, what the fuck is my neighbor doing, dude? Liku PCBs dance game. Yes, that is a appropriate emoji for Liku PCBs. Those things were garbage. Why does the foam only cover like 95% or 97% of the case? Why is there this empty gap over here? And I can't try to center it because you need this part for the USB connector. Wait, am I just dumb? No. Yeah, there's just a gap there. Maybe it shrunk in that dimension. That's probably it. But still though. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's not a center USB, so yeah, I mean that makes sense. Never mind. That's why there's also a tiny gap here. It's not as big because you know we're centering the foam with this part. So it's more shrunken on this side. So close to buying the EO87 until I realized the PCB bullshit. Is that the board I'm thinking of? The one with the clear polycarbonate?
Money! Sex. Okay.
Thank you. For the donation. It's like a fishbowl. A fishbowl with a very fishy PCB. So can you not use a Heine PCB on the EO87? It was cheap too, right? The EO87? These from Lynn also. I don't want to touch a favor again. Dude! Not just their PCBs, man. Their boards in general are just weird as fuck. Like, he's got some unique designs, but man, I wish he would just work with like an established keyboard maker, you know? So he could just like, hey, look, I'll have all these crazy designs, and you just, you know, do some simple motion work. You know, if Lin can just like, hey, very sexy, let's build, my brother. I still have this page open. Dude, we should try to hit up one of the keyboard vendors of this, especially the up and coming ones, you know, because they won't just straight up ignore you. Or like one of those Chinese like super sketch vendors. Oh, what was that? Texi? Or is that just the name on their Switch? I like hello. Been a while since I last watched you. Look way different. Well, that's because I am a different person. I was baptized in the blood of Baphomet. EO87 was a smoking deal. 225 came with a TX case too. Yeah, dude, you could sell the TX case for like $50 shipped, maybe. Can you? So you get like $30 back, easy. You guys want to see how I store my boards? It's that top shelf over there. The all styrofoam and bubble wrap. Wait, taxis make drops Holy Pandas? As in the Holy Panda X or their Holy Pandas? Clean. How would the text-to-speech narrator read that? Actually, does it know when you stretch words out like that? I'm assuming it just reads out the letters.
Do you take F?
F. Do you take F? Holy Pandas, HPX is Gateron. Okay, that's what I figured. I will say, even though I didn't end up picking the Holy Panda X's for my 7V, Holy Panda X is actually one of the... So, it probably doesn't actually translate to, you know, better feel and sound and all that. But the way the parts actually fit and feel, just the parts, not the actual typing feel or whatever, but just the way the Switch parts feel, how they fit into each other, one of the best that I've come across. So just from Switch modding, they actually feel very good. They feel... It's got a very reassuring quality. And you feel like, wow, these switches are built well. Now again, does it actually mean the switches are amazing to type on? I don't know, but they're built very well. Dennis says that once they're lubed, they feel quite close to Topra. That's what he says, because he types on Topra half the time. I would kind of agree, because the point is that there's almost no pre-travel before the bump. You just kind of once you push the switch in, it's just bump. But it's because the ones I modded are lubed, so that helps as well. It softens the bump. It rounds it out, which is quite nice, honestly. I went with the U4Ts because they were cheaper and because I want a 7V setup where I can just not care about the keycap type. I can just slap whatever the fuck keycaps I want on and it'll at least sound decent. So that would be my main reason to recommend the LT and the U4T. Now, if anyone comes to me to ask for recommendation on linear switches, I think I would just tell them to just get the LT switches and be happy with that. Because if you don't even really know what you want, I think the LT would be perfect because you just hear the long pole sound. You don't have to worry about matching a great keycap type on it and a great plate type and all these other things. You don't have to worry about balancing all these different factors into getting a nice sound. You just can hear the long pole sound like, wow, look at that thockiness. Or listen to that thockiness. Buttery, smooth, and creamy, and clean. Vibin'. So it's just a very straightforward recommendation. So same thing with their tactiles. I just want something I can use, say, an MT3 set on. Because I actually really want to do that. I really want to get a cheap MT3 set and use it with the U4Ts. So that... Or just use GMK. Because U4Ts just make them all sound very similar. Because you don't really hear the keycap very much. You just hear the long pole bottoming out on the switch equivalent of the cervix. I might still have $9 or $10 on $9.50 in drop credit, I think. Gotta head out now. Well, thanks, Red Hawk. Thanks for the donations. GMK laser base because it was on sale. 90 Halo switches. Oh no, why did you get the Halo switches? But yeah, if I had to get another, I had to make another like very... Oh, also another reason I didn't go with the Holy Panda X was because they were a bit more tactile than the U4Ts. So, you know, U4Ts are already on the edge of what I would consider typeable for me. Like, because the problem when it's too tactile is I don't like it for gaming as much. The U4Ts are already on the very edge. Need the Halo stand to fix my Zykos. Or you could just get the Holy Panda X. Just start over. Yeah, so what I ended up doing for Chokan's Holy Panda X's was that I looped them with 107 and looped the legs to soften up the bump. Round it out. And I think it feels quite nice, honestly. Yeah, if I had a bunch of drop credit, I might have even gone with that for my plateless build. But I do not. So one of the U4T. Oh god, I did not test the board before I screwed everything in. Let me do it real quick actually. These expensive switches, not as expensive as the Zeal clickies, which are reportedly better than box clickies. At least according to one person in chat. PC Loletta, did you already get your Zeal clickies? You have an interview with Henry at a meetup. Very nice. It's pretty sick. Look at you Canadians. Where's the cable? Fun to have him on stream. Playing with the clickies in person was very nice. They feel very satisfying to type on. So, Hammer Brother, would you go with the clickies over box clickies? Or the Zeal clickies? Remember to go to MKII to get TX stabs. I was out of town all week. The hell is that? Oh god, the RGB. Hate click bars. Well, good. I'm glad they're not more popular. It keeps them cheap. Lubed click bars though. That's the way to go. Iron 167, 165 just came in today. Very nice. Everything works. All green, you can see it. Right, so some of these things away. We'll still need the stabilizers for the KBD pad. Now I prefer box crystal picks. That is what I've been using actually for the past year, over a year. Oh, we're gonna get keycaps. And I need to wash my hands. Just gonna use black on black again because last week when we did the 7B with the V2 blacks, I used this exact same set, so it's useful to kind of compare them. So, Hamburger, would you use the clickies or the box crystal pinks? The thing about the clickies, though, is that then your keycaps will actually be straight. So that is a huge, huge pro over the box clickies. I just don't understand how that even got past QC. Probably clickies, but final determination I get the 70 gram zeal in. $40 grams? Damn. Man, everyone keeps talking them up. Shit, dude. I really don't want to have to spend the money to use them. I just realized something. So, it's great that everything works. But we have a 10% discount. How to use a VPN to get the code working but no longer valid. What? Why did anyone tell me? I mean, I guess I'll just wait on the next Zeal sale or whatever. The thing about clickies is that they feel different from any MX switch. Good, because MX clickies are terrible. This way looks so good. Mine's all glossy and ugly. This one looks way better. Yes. The KBD fans polished brass thing just does not look very good. It polished PVD coated brass. It looks plasticky. Didn't that one guy, dude, remember that dude who tried to say that the brass plate was not actually brass, and then compared it to his Corsair plate, and used like, what the fuck did he even use? Did he use like a wood plank of wood or something, like a 2x4 on a chair or something? Man, does anyone still have that link? It's like, see, this is irrefutable proof that KBD fans is cheating you. Fucking amazing, dude. Yeah, so my mistake was I could immediately tell when I was trying to put the spacebar on. I forgot to screw in the screw-in stabilizers. And because the PCB holds them so well, I did not even realize that. watches. Not showing correct. KBD8X, great board still, compared to all the newer stuff. I'm like my stream has been a time capsule basically. It's May 2022, and I'm still out here building 7Vs and KBD8X MK2s. So it's getting leapfrogged. Hey, Father's Day is coming up. You guys buying yourselves any keyboards? Not sure why KBD Fans charges $20 for the foam. Seems a tad much. I mean, dude, it's easy money, man. If you are gonna pay it. That's how they make money, right? It's like a USB dongles. Or the headphone USB-C to headphone dongles. That's where you make the money. This is the soda at the movie theater or popcorn. Exactly. See, now you get it. Now you understand. You are no longer a sheeple. Yeah, I don't want to cook tomorrow because I think what I'm doing these days is Friday night, because I'm using the kitchen island to do all the keyboard stuff. I don't want to have to deal with cleaning all of it up and oh shit, clearing all the space to cook the next day. So, I think I'm going to eat out tomorrow. Or I could pop a frozen pizza in the oven. I have one. One that I bought when I first moved here and still have not consumed. Damn it, this spacebar is warped. Talked up PvP, but I don't want to deal with a warp space bar right now. Hammer Brother, 38 months. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I just want to say thanks again to those of you who tried to keep your subscriptions even when I was on a hiatus. And I mean, and people who are resubscribing now. You know, I know it's gone for 9 months. Really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you coming back, supporting the channel. I know I don't make cutting edge content, at least not anymore, but you know, it's nice to see the familiar faces. Friday wasn't the same. Yeah, funny you should mention that. I have been thinking about changing the stream time just because Friday night is just... Everyone streams on Friday night these days. But, I don't know. I like the familiarity of Friday night. Yeah, because I have thought about switching to, like, say, Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Everyone does Friday night. Saturday is dead? Yeah, Fridays especially, that's why I said. It's funny because I was the first one to do Friday nights. I'm pretty sure I was yeah. I was the first one to do consistent Friday night streams. And now I have been surpassed by all these frog streamers. You know, I think Honeywell would look good on this, even with the red accents. I'm really hoping I got the bottom row right, because I just did it based on memory. I didn't actually put keycaps on. It's just this shift key that feels weird. NF fusion sounds good. I'm gonna put the shift key on. Oh, there we go. Gonna make some dinner, look at my phone. Alright, well, see you around. Use the stream on Fridays and recall anyone else. Yeah, exactly. So, and I've been gone for so long, the void has been filled. I have been displaced. Red arrows or red enter? That is the question. Not both. Definitely not both. You need publicity stunt to bring the punters in. Got a hot tub. Yeah, there's no beach around here, so I guess a hot tub will have to do. An above ground pool. Whoa, who know alpha colored mods? If I could have one wish, my wish would be when I pour keycaps out of a bag, they'll end up right side up. That would be the change that I want in the world. Mediocre Pudding, hello! Also, big congratulations to Mediocre Pudding. He got married recently. I think this is his first time back since getting married. I want to say. How was the honeymoon? I'm an alpha colored mod. Pause. Scroll lock. Print screen, scroll lock, pause, break. Unless someone corrects me. First time after the wedding. Yes. Yeah. Big congratulations. I didn't even know you were getting married. But then again, I've been gone for so long, you know. I feel bad that I haven't kept up with everyone. It's super easy. If you just take a break from my streams, you too can find true love. Fate 25, hello! KBD8X and Tangerine switches feels like a retro build from 2 years ago. I mean, it absolutely is, right? Because Redhawk hasn't been following the hobby at all. Just like myself and most of my close friends that I got to know through the hobby. So that's why all of our shit is. That's why I mentioned earlier on the stream. My streams for the past week and for the past few weeks have just been a trip down memory lane. It's like a time capsule. We're just kind of stuck in like 2-3 years ago, in that period. All the stuff is from that time. If this wasn't fit, Anthony, I thought this was an old VOD. Yes. New look, but all the keyboards are still the same old shit. Alright. Big dilemma. Do I do red arrows or red enter key? Are you TKL enthusiasts? What is the correct protocol here? Definitely not both, so. NGB! Hello! 35 months! I know it looks so good, don't know why you're using accents at all. You a nativist? Accent hating? Scum. Or just a red escape, maybe. You know, for old time's sake. Yeah, I think that actually would look the best. Did you know that red escapes used to be super rare? Red GMK escapes, red specifically. People used to flip that shit. Like an artisan, basically. Kind of thankful for the progress in the keyboard community. Like I thought my old NK65 felt good until I bought a budget Keychron key Q3 2 months ago. Mounting system and typing experience felt so much better. That's impressive. I didn't realize that Keychron actually has made improvements. That I don't know. I still think of them as, you know, one of those brands that just spend all their budget on Instagram ads. Remember a lot of Red Escape on Geekhack back in like 2016. Exactly. See, Hammer Brothers knows his keyboard history. Keychron stepping it up in the Mac world. Are they? Are they making moves? What was that kid's name? It wasn't Pixel, right? Was it Pixel? What was that kid's name? Damn, Ducky making moves. Yeah. I mean, NK65 has never been that great, though, to begin with. TKL Enthusiast Red Enter. Exactly, that's why I want to keep it, right? We're talking about time capsules and retro. I believe that the Red Escape is a necessary evil. It's not a TKL, not retro without a Red Escape. Escape's more rare than prison. NGB, by the way, Borderlands 3 is currently free to download on Epic Game Store if you want to try it out. I know you like to hate on it. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Borderlands 3, honestly. I think if Borderlands 2 were a 9 out of 10, like the complete Borderlands 2 9 out of 10, Borderlands 3 for me would be a 6 or 7. 6 maybe. It's annoying though because I really like the arts. I like all the I like that the gameplay, the gunplay feels better. Graphics obviously better. Art style is better. Slightly better. Like, it's improved, you know, it's refined from Borderlands 2. But the loot system, people talk about the story a lot. Story as well. Loot system especially. And the gear in general, I much prefer Borderlands 2. I think endgame content, I still like Borderlands 2 a bit better as well. You know, so huge bummer. I really wish you could just take the sliding and the climbing from Borderlands 3, port it over to Borderlands 2. Perfect game right there. Fuck you, fuck Borderlands. If you're streaming, I'll watch stuff. No, it's just free to download, so you might as well just go get it and just keep it just in case. You know, you never know. Playing Kirby, very nice. You Nintendo people. Keychron coming with aluminum full size, so people don't own boards because they're not full size, about to flip their shit. Nice, dude. Finally something I can tell people to get. Will Microsoft recognize me? Yes. Okay. What do you have? Breakfast? Alright, see you, mediocre pudding. See you. Thanks for stopping by. Original Keychron was so bad. Front height was so high. Exactly, because when I think Keychron, I think of the one that my friend got, my non-keyboard friend got. She was so excited about it. I was like, oh god, that's a piece of shit. I didn't tell her. But, you know, she was very excited for it. And I was like, ugh. Just biting my teeth. Giving her a thumbs up. Fucking love Nintendo compared to other consoles at least. It's just a shame that the company is so backwards ass. Still suing YouTubers and shit. They make great games, but the company itself is scummy. Okay, so we have KBD8X MK2 with a palm plate. Tangerine switches, lubed with 205G00. The springs are stock springs, oiled with limited slip differential oil. And man, this blue is so good. It's really nice. One of the nicest blues I've seen on a keyboard for sure. It's just classy. I don't even know if Andrew's just baiting. Compared to other consoles, at least, their games are so polished. Yes, I mean, I agree. I definitely agree. Something you said about, you know, even though the games are usually very simple, at least they work. USB Geek had group buys for Cherry MX blues, browns, reds, and blacks. So funny to look back on. Just downloaded my free copy of Borderlands 2 earlier. Yeah. Hey, if you guys want... Well, no, my gear will be outdated, huh? No. No, yeah. I'll still have skin and stuff. Dude, I have... Oh, wait. That's not my mouse. Let me see if I can pull it up. Games, Borderlands 3. Dude, look at this shit. So, in Borderlands 3, the real collectibles are not the weapons, but the cosmetics. In Borderlands in general. They're harder to farm in Borderlands 2, honestly. But... So, in Borderlands, you can duplicate items. So, for example, if someone in your party gets an item, they can drop it, and then Alt F4. So basically they drop it without saving. Or they save the game first and then they drop the item. And then they quit your instance. You get to keep the you get to pick up the item and keep it, and they get to keep their copy as well. Because the game, you know, it didn't save that they dropped it. So it's like a kind of like a safety feature in case you disconnect while trying to do a trade or whatever, or you could just use a trade. And do kind of the same thing where you trade and you Alt F4. And so, what my brothers and I would do, and some of my friends would do as well, and if you have contributed to this spreadsheet, to my vault of cosmetics, you're a real one. Because I had at least a couple of people that I played with. They benefited from my vault, from my collection of cosmetics, but they never contributed. Those people can fuck off. Anyway. But yeah, so I have a spreadsheet of the stuff that we've collected, and then I have game saves with all of them sorted out. So I'll have character mules made just for, like, say, Amara head skins, and that's all that character will have. Yeah, so see, so look at that. Do I have to zoom in on this or something? So the character names will just be codes or something. And I would collect weapons and all the other gear as well. And then sort them all out. So yes, I spent a lot of time and energy on Borderlands 3, so it was honestly quite depressing that in the end I didn't like it as much as Borderlands 2. Right, we were trying to do a typing test and then I got very distracted. I was playing Borderlands 2 a couple weeks ago. Very nice. Did you play with your girlfriend or were you playing alone? Borderlands 2, man. That's a good game. Impressed with the spreadsheet? Dude, yes. Exactly. I haven't had call numbers and shit. Because what was happening was, the character names have a character limit. And so I ended up having to use numbers. Because otherwise the names would be too long. But yeah. And so that's why I really like gaming with my brothers, because when they get good stuff they'll always try to share. Whereas some people it's just they just don't think about it. They like when you share things with them, but they never actually contribute. People like that, why? Anyway, bring a switch hitter. Let me go shut the window. That blue is smaxy? Yes. Definitely super nice blue. Looks really good. Man, you can see the shine, dude. Look at that reflection. That glare. I actually really want to shine all my GMK caps. just so I never have to worry about inconsistent shining. Man, imagine if people in this hobby took shining just like how people deal with people cream over patina and leather goods and denim and things like that. Get the sick fades, bro. I will say the stabilizers feel and sound fantastic on this board. Yeah, just look at that. Look at that color. Or if you're British, that color. With the brass, man, it's a perfect blue to go with brass. Shine my GMK Night Runner. Artificially shined up some of my GMK Triumph Adler keys. So what did you guys do? Did you guys buff them with a... what did people use actually? I just used them. Oh. Well, I've seen people use like a Dremel and then they use the like a buffing thing to buff all the caps. Oh, you did use a Dremel. I might do it. Man, these stabilizers really do sound and feel good. Amazing what straight keycaps can do to your stabilizers. Damn 6U, don't remind me. Does anyone else have this problem where your collarbones feel very tight? I hate that it happens to me really often. Yeah, so I try to stretch on a pull-up bar and stuff. That kind of helps sometimes. Need a stool? Yes. I don't know what to get though. If you guys can send me a stool sample or something, maybe I could figure it out. Like, so many options out there. Bliss Os. What up, cutie? Not much. Are you gonna drop a get more followers link? Let's see. Donations. Red Hawk, thank you so much. For the multiple $2 donations. Chokan with the 200 bits. For aluminium, tomatoes, and herbs. The mods. Chokan, Pizza Load Letter, Davnus, and Red Hawk were here earlier as well. Thank you. New follows. Achua. the resubs: Visionaire, Lhex, PC Load Letter, Hammer Brother, and NGB. Thank you, thank you. Let's look for someone to raid. Also, 500-bit stool sample. Thank you. I forgot I was gonna read it out. I can see you abusing that feature very soon. All right, who to raid? Let's see, channels that I follow. Anyone? Let's see. Any small streamers? Shroud is streaming. I should raid Shroud. He needs more viewers. God, why autoplay? Why the fuck is this even allowed on browsers? Congress is so fucking useless. This is what they should be working to fix. No website should be allowed to autoplay audio. It should just be illegal. You know what? I'm gonna raid Rainy. I know that it's not a makers and crafting channel, and she's not doing keyboards, but she's a longtime friend of the channel. She raided me a few weeks ago, and I have not returned a favor yet, so we're gonna go say hi. She is a variety streamer. She is currently streaming Final Fantasy XIV. She's one of the OG streamers. She's been streaming since the Justin TV days. So yes, PC Loaded had the same idea. So we're gonna raid Rainy. Anthony for mayor. Yes, dude. I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna make it illegal to no, not make it illegal, but I'm gonna mandate bidets. You still get the freedom of choice. You get to choose what bidet you want to use. Alright, let's go say hi to Rainy. Thanks again, everybody. NGB, Piece of Load Letter, Chokan. Thank you for being here. Akila as well. Fate25. Hammer Brother, and anyone else who's still here. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good weekend. Make bums clean again. Make ass. Make asses. What's a I need to bring up thesaurus.com or something. Anyway, I hope you have a good weekend. Go say hi to Rainy. Bye, everybody.
Forehead, but you wouldn't call him Egyptian. This is true.